What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers live on a Thursday where we're celebrating some Thursday night football tonight. We also have some NBA. There's other actions around the associations, especially with hockey. But today, we're going to give you a Thursday night football and an NBA play to watch. We'll also be breaking down the Thursday night football game as a whole with my guy, Robbie. Well, I normally have a recap screen, but unfortunately, your boy's been busy, okay? So give me a little bit of slack here, a little bit of grace. But yesterday, the guys hit both of their plays, a little Wednesday sweep. That sounds great to me. That sounds like normal. That's what me and Robbie do as always. And so we're going to have our two plays as always. But we're also going to give you some pay dirt, some of the guys who are going to get into the end zone tonight and cash you some big tickets. But let's go ahead and get into the Thursday night football game with my guy, Robbie Hockey, maybe Robbie Football, maybe Robbie WNBA. No.
Nah.
Can't do that one? Okay.
Well, we'll leave that one alone.
How are you, sir? How are you?
DG, I'm doing great, man. I'm like you've been busy today, but it's Thursday, one more day till Friday, so I'm ready to get this going.
So close to Friday. Just give me Friday already. We need that in our lives. All right, well, let's get into this game that is tonight, as we've been breaking down a lot of the game just as a whole across different platforms. And this morning we did that when I was over on Coaching Company. But now let's go ahead and look at how the line is. And so we're going to look and see. It's been 3.5 most of the day on either side. And so now we have the Vikings at a plus 3.5, Chargers at minus 3.5 that are home. Do you like that spread at all in any way?
Yeah, kind of like the Vikings side of it, just because I think these two teams are very similar. I think that the defenses are both kind of suspect. You can run on both defenses. You can throw on them. So I think that number's okay. I would actually lean probably the Vikings way.
Okay, well, that's what I am at. I've been on the Vikings this whole time, and I don't know how you come to a thought, because this is what I do. So let's just kind of talk through my peanut-sized brain as I try to make sense of effing sports, okay? I'm just trying to figure this thing out. So when I go through it, I look at the defense versus position stats. I kind of see how they're matching up with different, I guess the different categories within each side. So how do you go about looking at like who might actually be better off in this game just as a whole?
Very similarly, I like player props. So as you know, I'll go down and look through the running backs and wide receivers. And then I like to use Doink's last 10 model, the last 10 games, just to get a good idea. Even if I know some of it's last season and I know things change, it's still a good idea just to see what a player does. I also like to check their primetime tab just to see how a player does on primetime. If you're not using Doink, that's a great feature. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't, but I like to factor that in. But very similar to you, it's all about the player props and how they stack up against the defenses.
All right, so that's okay. I'm glad we're on the same side, because I've never been a sides or I'll dabble in totals just depending on what sport or if it's more of the quarter or half props. I like that because, as I said, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I got to make sure I bring the sample size down as much as possible, because I can't do all the numbers. I can do only half the numbers. And so because of that, that helps me out completely. So I look at this total on this game and we're setting at a 44.5. Does that interest you in the least bit at all?
See, I'm with you. I don't do totals much, but if I had to pick a total, I would like the over in this one. I think we see a lot of points between both of these teams.
And that's what everybody's saying. That's what I keep hearing. I don't know if I believe that just yet, but I have looked at this, and this is not a kicker's game at all, in my opinion. And so because of that, that's why I actually lean to the over, because when I see that, these defenses are, they don't allow a lot of kicking points or a lot of field goals, that means that they're going to go for, maybe a fourth down against a team like this for whatever reason they've done that. But also they're going to give up some tutters. And so I just think that we're going to get some guys into the end zone, and we're going to hit on our pay dirt just a little bit later. Let's go ahead and go through some of these, games that we have or the game tonight, and we're going to look at some of the player props. And let's look at the running backs first. Do you think there's any chance you can just somehow say, I trust Jordan Mason or Kamani Vidal at all?
I did Mason prior to hearing that Aaron Jones is going to be playing tonight. Now, I don't know how much he'll be playing tonight, but they said he is active and he will see some work. So I before that. Now I'm kind of a little hesitant on it, but it is a hamstring injury. And as you know, with NFL athletes, hamstrings tend to lean. So yeah, I would probably trust Vidal, but then again, Saquon Barkley got shut down last week too against this Minnesota defense, who's usually very leaky to the running back position. So long story short, no, I don't think I trust one of them now.
All right. So how do you see this game playing out? Do you think this is more of a game where, they're going to be passing it more? Because that's kind of where I kind of lean on as well.
Yeah, I kind of see it more of a passing game. You still have Carson Wentz back there, who's also a little bit suspect. But with Addison, Hawkinson, and Justin Jefferson, he's got a lot of weapons. McConkey, Quentin Johnson, the new tight end Gadsden for LA, who looks like a wide receiver, has been a big help. And then Keenan Allen, he's I'll talk about him in a minute, but he going against the Vikings, he just seems to always dominate them.
All right. Well, speaking of Keenan Allen, I'm going to change things up. And we're going to go straight to your play because I want you to talk more about Keenan Allen. So go ahead and hit me with your play for Keenan Allen here.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to target his receiving yards. I got it at 50 plus, and that's at minus 116. But I'm also going to ladder it. I'm laddering 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So you're going up to almost a plus 650 odds. He's cleared 50 plus in 4 of his last 6 games this season. He's averaging 62.1 receiving yards on the year. He and Herbert have a good connection. They've picked up right where they left off from the last time they played together. And Minnesota just let A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith both go for 100 plus. Allen's crushed Minnesota in every game against them. He averages 10.3 receptions, 120.3 receiving yards against the Vikings. I think for us to just get 50 tonight is a smash spot.
Let's look at that real quick as I'm going to slide into your little scene here as we're talking about Keenan Allen. All right, so how high are we going up on this ladder? I think you said to 80 yards. Is that correct?
I went up to 100. Very light sprinkle to 100, but I went all the way up to 100. He's averaging 121 in his last 4 games against him, so it's hard not to take him up to at least 100.
So looking at that, why do you think he matches up better, or why do you think he plays better against Minnesota than others?
Well, I think Isaiah Rodgers is one of the better cornerbacks in the league, but I think he's going to be either on Quentin or Ladd McConkey, which should leave things open for Keenan Allen to get a lot more catches and a lot more chances to hit it.
All right. Well, that's kind of if you're looking at the different guys, and we'll go ahead and slide into talking about some of these other guys right here. As we'll talk about maybe Ladd McConkey. Okay, he's went over his number the last 2 games, but now you're looking at Ladd McConkey. His receptions are 5.5 at plus 120. Justin Jefferson, I'm looking on BetMGM, so this has got to be where you can get a different number, but 5.5 over 5.5 is minus 185 for Justin Jefferson. But looking at their receiving yards, Jefferson's at 79.5. Ladd McConkey's 54.5. There's also Quentin Johnston that is 50.5. Keenan Allen 49.5. Jordan Addison 51.5. All these are huge numbers. You have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that are 40 or more receiving yards in this game. That should tell you that this should be a game that's being, they're going to throw like crazy.
I hope so. Was it the last Thursday night game? I think it had a lot of scoring in it as well. I've slept since then, so I don't even remember who played. But I remember it was a very prop heavy game for me. I know I cashed a lot of tickets, so hopefully we get something similar to that. But yeah, as you just said, man, there's too many receivers with high numbers. Take some alt lines too. I know there's a lot of books with boosts. You can try to bring these numbers down a little bit. Maybe do a 2 or 3 man parlay as well.
All right. Well, I'm looking back. It's Steelers Bengals 33-31.
That's right.
It was big. Well, we have RJ here, and thank you all for everybody hanging out and with us. We love that you're a part of this. I have kind of left y'all alone so far today because, one, you're talking back and forth. And so I just kind of leave y'all do your thing. Mark's there. If anybody has any questions from the model, he'll be more than happy to share. He's obviously under on the total, and that's what the model has. But RJ's asking an important question. And this could be a question that is the game tricky to the point of player props, and that's kind of how it feels to him. Do you feel like that? Because these numbers, like I just talked about the receivers, there's 6 guys with 40 or plus receiving yards as a line.
It can be. That's why I really just targeted Allen as far as playing like a full unit on his reception prop. I do like Jordan Mason. I think his before Aaron Jones, that touchdown jackpot that FanDuel runs, I was looking at that because he has 4 touchdowns in his last 4 games. LA's given up a touchdown in every game, I think the past 5 games. So that was one that I like. But everything else was kind of small parlays. I know I put a couple guys together and got probably around plus 100, minus 100 odds just for their alternate reception line. Okay. That's kind of how I'm going to target it tonight.
All right. Yeah, that's kind of the best way to go. And yes, it was a T. Higgins kind of day the last week. And so I was actually out of town. So that's why I couldn't remember who it was. I was like, man, I have no idea. But yes, it was T. Higgins who went off. And I think you targeted him, correct?
I did. His line was so low too. It was like 45.5, and I think he had it by halftime.
Yeah, it was crazy. All right, well, let's get to predicting the game. Robbie, who wins? The spread's 3.5. Who wins this game and who covers?
I think, man, it's tricky because it's LA. You got to go from Minnesota to LA. I think LA wins, but I think Minnesota covers.
Okay, so this is a field goal game. They're not going to kick field goals, but could be a field goal game if they accidentally missed a bunch of extra points, because we know no field goals are happening, right? That's right. How I feel. I'm going to go similar, but not. I'm going to go Minnesota covers and wins tonight because, one, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. They still should be in San Diego. The Los Angeles Chargers, and they suck. Plus, it's Mark's team. And I'm not going to cheer for Mark's team. And so always going to go up against both of you. And I've already done that with the Ducks and the Preds. We ate up the Preds. Now tonight, the Vikings take down a Charger. What is it? If you had to think what a Charger is, what is a Charger?
Something you plug in the wall and put your phone onto.
Exactly. Stupid electricity. All right. So, yes, I'm going with the Vikings tonight instead of going up against the new age electricity. Whatever. Dumb. All right. Well, let's go to the picks tonight. And our picks always by our buddy, Seabass.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's gonna turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Did you know there's NBA on tonight? There is 2 games, and I'm rocking with my guy, JV. Jonas Valanciunas. We're going over the 4.5 rebounds. It's at minus 133. A little juicy. I also like his over 1.5 assist. He is now stepping onto a new team, and his role with the Denver Nuggets is going to be just kind of offset some Jokic minutes, rebound the ball, dominate the paint, make sure that, honestly, the lead, if it is a lead, stays the same. They don't expect him to do too much. And so I expect him to be the leader on the court for rebounding, but also being a hub. What a hub means is they're going to run pick and rolls through him. They're also going to let him pop a little bit, come do a little DHO, some dribble handoffs. Because of that, those DHOs always eat up some assists. And so I like Jonas Valanciunas to go over his rebounds of 4.5. I also like his assist at over 1.5. That's at plus 100. And there is lines out there for a combo line if you want to go to a over 7.5 of a rebounds as well as assists. That number is out there as well. However you want to target those and put them together or keep them separate. I chose to keep them separate. I'm going to go over the 4.5 assists. over 4.5 rebounds. Over 4.5 assists would be a huge number, but over 4.5 rebounds here. We're going to go with our guy Jonas for 4.5 rebounds. All right. Well, as we continue on throughout this show, everybody knows we'd love to do some tutters. And so I'm gonna ask the 8 ball here in a second, but let's go ahead and get into prime time pay dirt. And Robbie, we're looking at the guys on the screen. We have Jordan Mason at plus 130, Justin Jefferson at plus 160, and then TJ Hawkinson plus 270. There's also Kamani Vidal at plus 135. Your guy, Keenan Allen, at plus 175. And then Aronde Gadsden, I think that's his first name, at plus 210. Who do you like tonight?
Yeah, I've already bet it, so I'm just going to stick with it. Jordan Mason, and I got that at plus 130 over at FanDuel. Like, he's found pay dirt 4 times in his last 4 games. LA has been terrible against running backs, especially in their last 5 games. They've allowed 8 touchdowns to the running back 1 in their last 5 games. So give me Jordan Mason. All
right. Well, I'm going to look and see. I want to do a double check real quick because I want to see how the tight ends are in this game because I thought the Chargers. All right. So let's go ahead and go with this one. I'm going to go. I do like Gaston, and I see Mark is also on Gaston as well. I like TJ Hawkinson. The simple thing is if you look at how the Chargers play the tight end, they've allowed 4 touchdowns already on the season, and that looks like that's top 5 in the league. Why not find TJ Hawkinson, who is really good? And I think that maybe Carson Wentz is finding some mojo with TJ Hawkinson, but I'm also going to ask the 8 ball. So I need you to find somebody on the screen. Who does the 8 ball think scores tonight? We'll ask.
Ask it about Keenan Allen because I didn't bet Keenan Allen's touchdown props. I want to see what it thinks.
As Joe says, Hawk is going to have a big game. All right. Is Keenan Allen plus 175 going to score a touchdown? Outlook is not so good.
Well,
don't blame the messenger. It's not me.
Yeah, I didn't bet it, so I'm good.
All right, let's ask about Aronde Gaston because that's Mark's guy. Plus 210. Is he going to score a tutter here? Very doubtful. Mark, what an idiot. All right, so Mark loses his money tonight. We got Scott Y says Colby Parkinson at plus 2,000. I know he's a tight end. He plays for San Diego, right?
I don't see him listed as playing. I see Tucker Fisk as the backup tight end for LA. Parkinson, I thought he played for the Rams, the other LA team.
Damn it, Scott Y. You sure? I don't know what he's looking at. What are we looking at, Scott Y? We need to know what's going on with you. Why are you picking people that aren't even on here? So
maybe he's getting an early saloon shot
in. Maybe it's plus 2,000. So go ahead and let us know who you're going to find on the prime time pay dirt.
Except the Rams don't play this week, so I don't even think it's that.
Do we know? I'll Google. You said Kobe. You're on the right shows. Oh, Scott. Yes, this is off for sure, off the rails. It's Parkinson, right? Kobe Parkinson.
Yeah. I think it's Cody Parkinson with a D. Cody Parkinson.
I see Colby, Colby, and he is for the Los Angeles Rams.
Shows how much I keep up with the guy, but yeah.
Scott, you're gonna need to go back to sleep, buddy. This isn't. I don't know where you're playing him, but he does not play tonight. If they're letting you take the money, don't run from that book, whatever it is, because he does not play tonight. But bet his under
cash out.
Can. Bet the under for sure. All right. Well, it should be a good night overall. Just in general within the NBA, but also the NFL. What's happening in the hockey world? I know my Anaheim Ducks. They do not play tonight. So anything you're watching tonight, or will you be watching anything? Actually, they do play tonight. They play the Boston Bruins.
I was about to say they do play tonight. Yeah, I'll tell you, there's a promo at DraftKings right now for whoever can score the first goal the quickest. Look, I'm always going to say Leon Draisaitl because more times than not he comes through. I took that at plus 750, and I took his anytime goal tonight. I got it at plus 100. He's scored in almost every game he's played against Montreal. So if you want a hockey play, that's probably my favorite one of the night. But during football season, I kind of make like some fun parlays for hockey, but for the most part, I just stick it to football.
And those are point parlays normally, right?
Normally, yeah.
Okay. That's what I figured. I'm looking at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games in the hockey slate tonight. My God. Obviously the Ducks win again on the road tonight. They're at minus 105. I expect that to happen. It's practically cash money ATM at this moment. So I feel good about that. Is there any game that piques your interest the most that people need to pay attention to or watch for fun? It could be fun reasons. Why not?
I think Montreal and Edmonton, that game with Leon Draisaitl in it. Edmonton is, trying to find their identity, and Montreal has been red hot to start the year. They're on the second night of a back-to-back. They got a big win in overtime last night. But I think that would be the best one to watch as far as entertainment-wise.
All right. I'm going to change over to the NBA here, and that first game of the Pacers and OKC, it's going to be better than it looks. It's not going to be a fun watch at all. I'm not going to pay too much attention to it. But the late game, I am actually really interested in that one. It's going to be obviously the Nuggets going into, I wouldn't say Oakland, but San Francisco taking on the Warriors there. Everybody changes. Just going down the street, California always doing weird things. I get it, whatever. But I think that game's going to be phenomenal. So what I'm hoping is we get a really good game to start within Thursday Night Football, and then we flip back over and be able to finish the night with a little nightcap of the NBA. So it should be a good game just overall.
Hey, speaking of NBA, you can't go undefeated without going 1-0. I got my Penny Hardaway jersey. I was going to wear it, but I got busy, so I did bring it.
Did you watch any of the game? I know you're a huge fan, big fan. Did you watch any of the game?
I didn't, and I didn't have the capability to, if I'm being completely honest. But I did see Walter Clayton had a good first showing in Utah, the former Florida Gator. I kept up with him last night. And then Will Richard had a good showing for the Warriors the other night. So keeping up with those boys and keeping up with my Magic. It's hard enough to do football and hockey. I can't do NBA as well.
Yeah, it's very tough, but I pay attention to a lot of NBA throughout, like on a skim for the most part, except for when there's no NFL, that I'm all in on that. Only hockey when Anaheim plays, when my Ducks are quacking, is when I pay attention to that. But tonight I'll definitely be watching. Mostly it'll be Thursday Night Football just overall. But I have a question, because as we know, our guy TJ's here. Did you know TJ's here?
Yeah.
Okay, TJ's here. Guess what, TJ? Cover your ears. All right, we got a little TV timeout, and I have not watched Survivor yet, so I want to apologize in advance. And I don't want you to get into or who went home. So keep the last 2 weeks of who went home to yourself. I don't need that. And Kim, if you're watching, I know you're watching, but please, you keep that to yourself as well. But Survivor. Before we got on here, I got on here literally 4 minutes before the show started. Just very, very honest. Okay, that's why we're late. I did mention that I had not seen who went home, and you said, okay, I'll keep that to myself. I need you to at least go into the season, because you don't like this season, but I actually do.
It's not I don't like it. It's just nothing has really grabbed me. The only one that I really enjoy is that Riz God guy, because I think everybody hates him, like that's watching the show. And that's why, because I think everybody that watches the show probably hates that kid. And for whatever reason, I don't, because usually I'm right there with the audience. But I don't know. I like that kid. I think he's funny. And I like that he cheated in the first game too.
Well, he didn't really cheat. I think, maybe you call it cheated, but I think that he used his resources. Yes. I told you I'm not smart. He uses resources to come up with a reason and way to win. So I love that part of him. Every time, like it's nails on a chalkboard to me when he goes, the RIZGOD Rizgod. Like, who does that? Like, we're talking third person.
He's trying to be in WWE. He could be a character on some kind of show, I think, if Survivor doesn't work out for him. I do know he is going to be in the 50th season. They've already announced that he's going to be part of the 50th show. So I don't know what he does on this season, but he did enough to make it to the next one.
Really? Why would you?
Yep.
Why would they announce that?
They announced everybody that was going to be on it. Him and another one from this season is going to be on there. I'm not sure who the other one is. I've already forgotten, but I know he's going to be on there.
It's not the guy who went home early, right? Because of his medical issue.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I'd have to look it up. Some of these people, I still don't even know who their names are yet. Once you get to the merge, I can remember who these names are.
Okay, yeah.
Other than that, I'm just like, yeah, that's her. That's whatever they do that stands out. That's what I call them by. Like the girl who talks about feces all the time. That's feces chick.
I'm on Island of Kim right here. I'm on her side. I didn't even want to know who's in the 50th.
I didn't want to know either. But I
So
followed
you just
social media.
You didn't. What just happened?
Did your cat do something?
I think it was a dog. I'm not sure. I just heard a smack in my
The ghosts are back.
My
light ghost back.
I hope not. No, that ghost that one time was freaky. Mark saw it. I don't know if you even saw it, but Mark saw it, I believe. We
both saw it.
Yeah, there's 3 animals in here. Awesome. We appreciate you not wanting to see that information. And then you decided then to tell us the information you didn't want to see, so we could not want to hear the information that you told us. I appreciate that. I don't know why that goes through your mind, but whatever. I'm on Team Kim here.
I didn't see her comment that she didn't want to know. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I gave you one, and I don't know. I don't even remember who the others are at this point.
Can't believe it. All right, let's give a top 5 and let's put it together. Do you have a numero uno here? On numero uno, who you think wins this season?
I'm sticking with the first. I think his name is Nate, and I'm sticking with the Riz God. I think one of those two are going to win.
All right, and I'm going to give somebody, and I don't know if she's probably already went home, but I still like Savannah. Don't look at me weird if she's okay. Yeah. She's still there. We're good. All right. Alex, Scott says, I think Alex is one of the girls.
No, I think Alex is the guy who works in DC. I remember he works in DC. He was on the bad tribe, the one that lost everybody. I think he was one of the last few standing on that.
Okay. All right. So I like Nate. Riz God, I hope he literally runs into a tree, and that's the best part of his episode, and then he has to go home early. I honestly hope it's the RSZ Riz God hits a tree, not get hurt, but they're medical. There could be something really wrong with him. We need to send him home. I think that's what should happen to him, but not actually be hurt.
Because I think the contestants should be able to sign a waiver. Like if I was the dude who got bit by a snake, I'd be like, just let me go back. I'll find a coconut. I'll sign a waiver.
I'll find a coconut.
Yeah, he said he needed some food in him. Go get a coconut.
All right. Scott's going Nate or Rizzo. All right, let's just say the top 3. Would you allow Savannah to be a part of this top 3?
Yeah, I like her. I like her. She's pretty funny, and this isn't giving anything away, so you'll be all right. But one of her tribe mates keeps drinking out of her water bottle and keeps going through her bag, and he claims it's an accident, but it's starting to piss her off.
The guy who goes and collects stuff and puts it in a bag, and he accidentally takes hers.
Yeah, and she's getting tired of it. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or because when I'm watching that, I'm also doing other things. So I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, but all I heard was her saying, "I'm sick of him going through my bag." And it's about to really drive her insane.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's get back to betting real quick because I do have something I want to ask you, and I'm gonna put this on the table, but I don't need you to tell me who just yet. I have somebody, I think it was Joe, who does not like Marcus Smart. One of my guys, if I had to give one of my top 5, Marcus Smart would be one of my guys who I do not like. Think of somebody who maybe your number 1 or top 5 that a player that you don't like, but hold that for a second. You can think about it.
Okay.
Taj asked a question here of, oh my God, what? Vincent God, there's an R. Descharnais, under 1.5 block shots.
Taj, I wish I could help you, buddy, but one, I don't do block shot props, and honestly, I have no idea who that is. And I feel bad not knowing that right now, but I have no idea who that is.
Why block shots?
Yeah, in hockey, you can block shots in hockey.
That's got to be basketball then, right?
Okay, I'm thinking hockey. I'm not even thinking basketball.
Who is Vincent? Taj, come on, bro. This show's off the rails, and that's fine. But
that's next level, though. That is next level. That's an edge right there.
Descharnais, maybe. He's a hockey player. He's Canadian. Yeah. San Jose Sharks.
That might be why I don't bet a lot of Sharks props. That's one of the reasons why they're not very good.
All right. He must block a lot of shots to have a number of 2. But he's a wingman, right?
If he's talking block shots, he's probably a defender. I'll look it up real quick. I've got their roster pulled up.
He's he played for Providence, right-handed.
Okay. So he had
He won a humanitarian award.
He has 2 block shots in 2 of his last 3 games. So,
but he said under.
He said under
1.5 block shots. All right, we don't know Taj.
He's hit the over in 2 of his last 3. So,
Taj, we want to apologize in advance. We have no effing clue what to
also
do with that.
great find, by the way. I hope that comes through for you.
Well, we've paying attention to it a little bit later. All right. JC1 wants to know when we're going to have our overdrive picks in. They will be in Friday, so I will actually start working on them after this show, setting up some guys. If you have any that you want us to look at, what I do is I look at the narrative street, which I know you appreciate, and I'll look at give me somebody that has like a narrative this week. Oh, Aaron Rodgers going back to Green Bay. We'll probably do Aaron Rodgers passing yards. Okay, so that's how I get my overdrive pick. So if you have somebody that's a narrative, put it in the comments. I think that would be something we could do together. I always try to find a game if it's very close on the money line odds. I'll try to add that in there to help Mark out. Mark needs a lot of help or maybe he doesn't, going 8-10 last week.
I was about to say, I don't think it's Mark. That's the problem.
Yeah. And then a total. That way we include that, but also it's a lot of props, but we'll have that in. All right. So I want to get to Joe saying, tell us how you feel about Marcus Smart, because he calls him Marcus Dumb. All right. So Marcus Smart, formerly of the Boston Celtics, came for the Grizzlies for, I think it was a season and a half. And now he's with the Lakers. The dude is not good. I just want everybody to understand that. He if you watch their next game, watch Marcus Smart. He's on the floor, falling and flopping more than anybody else. And so because of that, I just think he is a guy who is just trash. He can't shoot. He guards, but the only way he guards a little bit of the old school style. He gets up in your area, and then eventually it's just so annoying to the referees. They just stop calling fouls on him. And that's the only reason he's good. But now he's slow and old, and everybody just runs right past him. So, yes, I do hate Marcus Smart. Do you have somebody who you just despise or just do not like?
Yeah, LeBron James. I mean, I know it's low hanging fruit, but I can't stand LeBron James. I've never seen such a diva that thinks so much of himself. If you can make me like Stephen A. Smith, you must really suck in life, because I side with Stephen A. Smith in that argument. LeBron James all day, every day. You're not the GOAT. You're not even the second GOAT. Nah. Wow. It's LeBron James.
All right. Well, I am yes, and he is a horrible player for sure. All right. That'll be it for the show today. We're going to end on some fun talk for sure as we continue on throughout the week. But it is Thursday. You have your Robbie's radar. We're now putting them out for some shorts, and so we're hoping those kind of catch on a little bit. Robbie made another one for Evan Ingram today, so go check out that short. And we're going to kind of, be changing things up and kind of still evolving now that we have our YouTube channel back. We're going to continue putting out stuff as we always do, but we're hoping that we can kind of get more insight on this. So if you could do us a favor, tell a friend, be a friend, let them know about the Weekday Wagers YouTube channel. And if you're here, please subscribe. If you're watching us for the first time, we appreciate that. Subscribe, hang out, join us every week, 2 p.m. Eastern, live right here. And then if you're here, as always, do a little favor. Wipe your feet as you would come into somebody's house. You hit the like button. It's very simple. All right, that's all we got. We'll see you tomorrow. It's a little NFL overdrive. It's a Friday show, jam-packed. See you then.